Hello everyone, welcome to Veranda IAS. Students, in today's session we are going to discuss about the South Indian sequence. That means we will be discussing in this session about the various dynasties that have ruled over South India during the ancient time and what was their continuation till the beginning of the medieval times, or you can say the prominence of the Europeans when it rose. So who all were the important rulers at that point of time, right? So in today's session, the idea will be that we will be discussing, we'll be starting with the megalithic age. After then, we'll be talking about the Satavahanas, then Kadambas and the Western Gangas, the Kalbharas, the Chalukyas, the Pallavas, Rashtrakutas, Imperial Cholas, and how the Vijayanagar kingdom and later on the Bahmani Sultanate. Okay, so we will be starting with the megalithic age. Now, as the name itself suggests, it can be referred as the megalithic age, can be referred as the Iron Age. Okay, now it actually coincided, like I said, it coincided with the Iron Age at that point of time, and it was prominently present. You can see the megalithic age, it was quite prominent during, or you can say in the regions of the South Indian plateaus. Now, if we speak about the character or the nature of people at that point of time, so the general idea was the population at this point of time, or you can say during the megalithic age, which lasted from 1000 to 200 BC, the people were tribal in nature. Okay, there were no such developments with reference to cities, town planning, villages, etc. Okay, now here you can see the representation, the areas where the megalithic age was quite prominent. So you can see the entire part of South India, which includes all your important states, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Tamil Nadu, Kerala. Okay, so all these states were present at this point of time and they were considered under the megalithic age. Now, after the megalithic age got over, it was the age of the Satavahanas, and you can say that it was quite prevalent during, or you can in the regions with reference to Deccan. The most important ruler that Satavahanas actually had was Gautamiputra Satkarni. Okay, he was quite important, and a detailed analysis on Gautamiputra Satkarni will be taken in the main classes that we'll be discussing with you guys. So, the religion that was followed by the Satavahanas was Sanatan Hindu. The religious practices which were performed by the Satavahanas absolutely were as relevant as the practices which were performed by the followers of Sanatan Dharma, or you can say the Hindu Dharma. The regions, the territory that you can see here is all this entire marked in green. Okay, that means I'm talking about the areas of modern day Karnataka, parts of Andhra, and some little part, some very little part of Tamil Nadu and Kerala as well. The Kadamba Western Gangas. Now, if we speak about these rulers with reference to the North Indian history, they can be said as the contemporaries of the Guptas. The time duration, or you can say the time slot during which they were present, it was the prominence of the Guptas in the northern India region. Okay. Now, if we speak about the Kadamba and the Western Gangas, they were located prominently in the Karnataka region. You can see here. Okay, the area was very small, but they had an important prominence in this particular area, and specifically at that particular time that we are speaking about. After that, the arrival of the Kalbharas. The Kalbharas rulers or you can say this particular age is referred as the Dark Age in Tamil Nadu. Why am I calling it as a Dark Age? The most important reason was there was no development. Like if we speak with reference to the civilization, if we speak with reference to culture, there was no significant improvement, there was no significant development, right? The rulers here, they were the supporters, they were actually the followers of Buddhism and Jainism, and prominently they actually disliked, or you can say discouraged, the Hindu rituals. Now, they actually were overthrown by the power, like whatever areas they ruled, they actually were thrown by the Pandyas and the Pallavas. So, these particular rulers were thrown by the Pandyas, they removed it, and the Pallavas. These people, they removed, or you can say they overthrown them. The area of control, you can see here, like almost entire region, entire South Indian region. Now, after the Chalukyas and the Pallavas came, they can be said as that they were the contemporaries during the time of Harshvardhan. I have already told you the time of Harshvardhan was born in 590 AD and he died in 647 AD. So, both the Chalukyas and the Pallavas were a prominent force during the same time reign when Harsh of the Vardhan dynasty was actually ruling over the northern part of the country. One of the important rulers of the Chalukyas was the Pulakesi II. Several developments were made by him with reference to his military prowess and also the administrative abilities he had. It actually made Pulakesi II as one of the most prominent Chalukyan ruler. Some other Pallav rulers that were prominent were Mahendravarma Pallav, then Narsimhavarma Pallav were important Pallavas. Fine. Later on, in the regions of Karnataka and in the regions of Maharashtra, not entire Karnataka, but part of Karnataka, major chunk of Karnataka, along with part of Kerala and Maharashtra. A very prominent force here was of the Rashtrakutas. They emerged as one of the most important rulers in this particular region for quite a long time. After that, if we are specifically speaking with reference to Tamil Nadu, the control was established by the Cholas, and it can be said that the Cholas had their territorial extent up to the islands of Indonesia. If I'm talking about Indonesia, so we all know the areas of Java, Sumatra, Celebes Island, okay? So all of these territories at one point of time, they had quite a control, okay? Or you can say the trade was so well established, because whatever proofs we have of trade at this point of time, it was generally with the Arabs. And the route definitely would have been the Arabian Sea route. But here I'm talking about the route via the Bay of Bengal, Indian Ocean being involved here. So Cholas established themselves here. So if I'm talking about the Chola territory, so the Chola territory, primarily it was entire Tamil Nadu. They had influence, like I said, because they were conducting business, so they had a great reference here with reference to the important areas of Indonesia and various other modern time countries, okay, like Myanmar, etc. You can see here there is a prominent trade route that has been marked with red, okay, this particular red line. So you can see the trade got started here, and all the regions, the modern time Andaman Nicobar Islands, okay, and various other regions. So they had their trade extended completely over this region. The famous Malacca Strait, okay, the famous Malacca Strait, which we say as one of the most busiest water strait in the world today. It carries almost around 50% of the international trade. So even at that point of time, the Cholas had their influence in this particular region, and that's why they were considered as one of the most supreme rulers in the South Indian region. Okay, the zenith, or you can say the peak of the Chola Empire, it came under two very important rulers. Number one, it was Rajaraj Chola, and the second was Rajendra Chola. There was one more important dynasty, which was the Hoysalas. They were said to be at the same time when the Cholas ruled over Tamil Nadu, the Hoysalas, they actually ruled over the territory of Karnataka. Now, they were those people, the Hoysalas were those people who can be said that they actually caused the decline of the Chola Empire. They were those people who caused the decline of the Chola Empire. Now, this was something with reference to when the decline of the Cholas happened, when the Hoysalas caused that. So it was end of the ancient region, or you can say we were almost somewhere in the middle of the medieval India. Now, two very important kingdoms of South India during the medieval history of India were the Bahmani kingdom and the Vijayanagar kingdom. Now, the Vijayanagar kingdom is quite known by its most famous ruler, who was Krishnadev Rai. And also you must have seen, when you were kids, you must have read about Tenali Ram. So that famous person, Tenali Ram, he was present in the court of Krishnadev Rai, right? So if we speak about the Bahmani kingdom, it got established in the year 1347, and they were prominently focusing in the region that was the Deccan, Upper Deccan region, whereas the control which Vijayanagar Empire had, it was somewhere like this. Not complete Tamil Nadu, but yes, they had a control over Karnataka, lot of part of Tamil Nadu, part of Kerala, etc. Just above them, it were the Bahmani rulers. Okay. However, if we speak about the Bahmani kingdom, after their establishment in the year 1347, there was a time when they reached their peak, when they reached their zenith. But later on, this Bahmani kingdom actually got divided into 5 regional kingdoms. And from here, if we go to the modern history part, so the various areas like Mysore, etc., all of the kingdoms that we have seen, the territory under the Nizam, the territory under Hyder Ali or Tipu Sultan, they were basically the parts once which were under control of the Bahmanis. All those 5 Bahmani kingdoms were actually engulfed by the Mughal Empire. That's exactly been said here. Now, Vijayanagar kingdom got started in the year 1336 and lasted till 1565. It was established by 2, Harihara and Bukka. Krishnadev Rai, like I said, was the most important ruler. He ruled for 20 years from 1509 to 1529 AD. It declined. Like I said, the Bahmani kingdom, it played a very important role in the decline of the Vijayanagar Empire, and it was the Battle of Talikota which actually was the final nail in the coffin. When exactly did it happen? The Battle of Talikota, it happened in the year 1565 and ultimately led to the overall decline of the Vijayanagar Empire. So see students, the important reference, the important point here is the developments that took place in the southern part of India. Nothing substantial, or you can say the duration of the kingdoms, like we have seen in the case of the Mughals, or we have seen in the case of Delhi Sultanate, the duration of these dynasties, they weren't that long. So that's the reason we have seen so many people. We had Cheras, we had Pandyas, we had Pallavas, okay, so many rulers, so many dynasties coming and ruling that small part because here we are talking only with reference to the South India. Now, one more thing which is important, that these South Indian rulers, they never tried to reach or to go to the northern extents. They were just confined. They have confined themselves to these particular modern time 4 states, okay? Or maybe if somebody tried, so they must have reached the areas of modern time Chhattisgarh or part of Madhya Pradesh. So this is quite important with reference to history, that what were the reasons why exactly these rulers, they established or they were confined to only this particular part, right? So all these answers will be given to you in the main classes that will be happening, okay? So this was Shrikant Tripathi. Thank you very much.